No one expected the first contact to begin like this. Not with a signal, not with a message, not even a warning. It started with silence. Complete silence. The kind that makes every radar operator pause, every scientist hold their breath, and every military officer glance nervously at the screens. Then it appeared, one ship, alone, at the edge of the solar system. It didn't resemble any design humans had catalogued. Its surface shimmered like liquid metal but reflected no light. Its energy signature was nearly non-existent. It simply hovered, waiting. The United Earth Council convened immediately. On every screen the same image appeared. A massive vessel, hovering in orbit, perfectly still, and completely unpredictable. Every protocol humanity had prepared for decades suddenly felt obsolete. Diplomatic sequences, universal mathematical greetings, coded signals meant to establish trust. None of it applied. The ship ignored everything. It didn't move aggressively, it didn't retreat. It simply existed. Captain Sarah Koval of the Ares was chosen to approach. Her reputation for unconventional thinking and her ability to make split-second decisions in chaotic situations made her the only choice. As the ship neared, the crew held their collective breath. This was more than a mission. This was a test, not just of technology but of humanity itself. When Ares reached a safe distance, the ship responded in a way no one anticipated. Not with words, not with signals, but with data. Fragments of civilizations long gone, histories of contact with other species, repeated patterns of predictable outcomes. Each sequence ended the same way, extinction or disappearance of the contacted civilization. It was a warning encoded in silence and history. The universe had seen this before. Rules had been written and civilizations that followed them faithfully vanished. Sarah's heart pounded. The first contact protocols were traps, not literal traps, but traps for predictable minds. Those who followed the rules were eliminated or forgotten. Those who acted differently, who improvised, who adapted, survived. This was a challenge, a silent challenge from a civilization far beyond comprehension. Instead of responding with the pre-programmed greetings, Ares began transmitting humanity's actions. Rescue missions in war zones, moments when people risked their lives to save strangers, instances of collaboration without orders or expectation of reward. The alien ship didn't just receive data. It analyzed behavior, patterns, choices that were chaotic, emotional and unpredictable. The crew understood immediately. This was no ordinary first contact. Humanity was being evaluated. Every unpredictable decision, every act of ingenuity, every choice to deviate from the expected pattern was being observed. The message was clear: obey the rules and humanity disappears. Show ingenuity, show unpredictability, and survival is possible. This is just another story about first contact. You are mistaken. The protocols were about to be rewritten, and this single human ship, led by a captain willing to think beyond the rules, was about to change everything. Humanity's unpredictability would be the language that the universe could not ignore. The next move would decide not only the fate of the crew, but the way all intelligent life would perceive humanity from that moment on. And it all began with one ship, one crew, and a silent message that challenged everything humans thought they knew. After the first transmission, the tension on board the Ares was unlike anything the crew had experienced before. The alien ship remained still, observing, almost as if it were a living intelligence studying the human mind. Every sensor reading, every calculated move, and every subtle shift in Ares' trajectory was being recorded. The usual rules of first contact no longer applied. Standard procedures were useless. Now it was about improvisation, creativity, and unpredictability that would define the encounter. Captain Sarah Koval called the crew to the bridge. Her eyes were sharp, her voice calm but filled with intensity. This ship is not reacting to protocols, not to greetings or diplomatic codes, she said. It responds to ingenuity, to actions we take that it cannot anticipate. We need to think beyond training. We need to show it what humanity is capable of. The crew began designing experiments in real time. Small drones were deployed in unexpected formations. Ares performed unorthodox maneuvers, changing course in ways that violated every known orbital protocol. They created patterns that combined risk and logic, unpredictability and order, testing the alien ship's response. Each move was a question, each response a clue. Dr. Lamb, the chief scientist, analyzed the alien ship's reactions. "It is adapting to us," he said quietly. "Not attacking, not retreating. It is learning. Every deviation, every improvisation we make, it incorporates into its calculations. This is a test of adaptability, not of force." The realization struck every crew member. This was no longer a mission. It was a dialogue with an intelligence far beyond human comprehension. And the rules were being written in real time. Humanity was participating in shaping the encounter, not following a template. Sarah made a bold decision. The Ares would execute a maneuver that no simulation had predicted. It would cross through a gravitational anomaly near the ship, creating a risk that would challenge the aliens' assessment of human behavior. The crew hesitated for a moment, but the captain's confidence was contagious. Reacted immediately. Its massive form shifted, adjusting its orbit in perfect synchronization with the Ares' unexpected movement. It was no longer just observing, it was interacting, mirroring, and matching human unpredictability with its own adaptive intelligence. "It's responding to us as equals," Sarah said, a rare smile on her face. "Not as an enemy, not as a passive observer. As a partner in this dialogue." Back on Earth, analysts and observers watched in stunned silence. This was not just a first contact scenario. It was a demonstration of humanity's capacity to think outside the box, to act unpredictably and still survive. Millions of people followed the live feed, mesmerized by the silent, intricate dance of two intelligent systems learning from each other. Sarah realized the truth. Survival would not come from obedience. It would come from courage, ingenuity, and the willingness to take calculated risks. Humanity's unpredictable nature was the key. This was the moment that would redefine first contact forever. And the alien ship, once thought untouchable and unknowable, had revealed its purpose. It did not seek control. It sought to understand, to test, and to recognize the potential of a species capable of rewriting the rules of the universe. The next move would determine everything. Humanity had learned the first lesson. Unpredictability was power, and every daring choice could change the course of history. The final stage of the encounter had begun. The alien ship, once distant and enigmatic, now moved in subtle synchrony with the Ares. It no longer seemed like a threat, but a participant in a test that stretched the crew's ingenuity to its limits. Captain Sarah Caval watched the bridge screens, understanding that every decision now carried the weight of not just the mission, but the fate of humanity's first impression on an intelligence far beyond comprehension. "Make our next move count," Sarah said. "This is the point where unpredictability becomes our language. Every action we take will define how they see us." The crew responded with a coordinated series of maneuvers designed to defy logic. Ares shifted through unexpected orbital patterns, altered velocity in ways that simulations predicted as impossible, and created controlled chaos around its trajectory. Each action was a challenge to the alien ship, a demonstration of human creativity and adaptability. For hours, the two vessels moved in a silent, intricate dance. The alien ship adjusted, mirrored, and adapted, but never resisted. Its massive form shimmered with patterns of light, almost as if it was acknowledging each successful improvisation by the humans. Sarah realized that this interaction was no longer a test of obedience or protocol. It was a dialogue through action, and humanity was finally being heard. Dr. Lamb observed the readings in awe. "They're not testing aggression," he said. "They're testing creativity, adaptability, and courage. They recognize unpredictability as strength." The realization hit the crew with clarity. This encounter had rewritten every notion of what first contact could be. Humanity's greatest advantage was its ability to improvise, to take risks, and to act in ways that no predetermined protocol could anticipate. Sarah made a decision that would define the mission. Ares would approach directly through the center of the alien ship's orbital field, fully exposing itself to potential danger. The crew braced for any reaction, but none came. Instead, the ship opened a segment of its surface, revealing intricate structures, light patterns, and flowing energy sequences. It was as if the alien vessel was recognizing the humans as equals, acknowledging that their unpredictability had passed the ultimate test. "We've done it," Sarah whispered. "We've shown them who we are." Back on Earth, the live feed had become an unprecedented phenomenon. Millions watched silently as humanity's first true contact unfolded, not through words or codes, but through the courage to defy expectation. Analysts and scientists understood the significance immediately. Humanity had not only survived this encounter, it had influenced it, shaped it, and earned recognition. The alien ship had entered orbit without resistance, but it had also entered a silent agreement. It would no longer be just an observer. It was now part of a dialogue that humanity had begun through ingenuity and risk. First contact had been rewritten. Protocols designed to constrain human action were no longer relevant. The universe had witnessed a species capable of thinking beyond rules, adapting in real time and acting unpredictably. Sarah looked at her crew. "The start of something much larger," she said. "Humanity has learned the most important lesson. Unpredictability is power, and courage can rewrite the rules." The ship lingered in orbit, a silent testament to the beginning of a new era, One ship had entered without resistance, but it had left with understanding. Humanity's first contact was no longer a formality. It had become a story of ingenuity, daring, and the undeniable power of the human spirit. The universe had taken notice, and nothing would ever be the same.